Hey y'all, happy Thursday. So for the moment, I'm going to be working on weeding this vinyl. I have a lot to weed, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next, like, at least 30 minutes or so. And just see who joins and just chit chat with you guys today. Some of these little tiny dots get lost. I'm having to just go back and put them in. They're so super small. That's one. Now we just have to take out the little centers of the vinyl, so you'll see all those little pieces. I have a little stack here. This is a stack I've got to do. I don't have to do all of these today because some of these signs are not going until tomorrow, so I'm not going to be doing too much of that. Now this vinyl I talked about in one of my videos that I made recently in regards to vinyl that I use. It's really good for like tiny letters like this, and it makes it easy to weed, and it doesn't tear up as it's cutting on the Cricut machine. But it's the HTV Ront, so it's permanent vinyl. It does come on a clear sheet, so it's kind of like, it looks like it's like heat transfer vinyl, but it's permanent vinyl. It just does really well, so I've been using that for over a year now for all my little tiny verses with my tiny letters. I used to do the washi setting. That's what I had a video on from like 2 years ago. That is still getting views now, but there is another, this option I feel like is a little bit better because you don't have to change your settings on it on your Cricut machine. You just have to use the regular vinyl setting, and you just stick your sheet in like normal. It isn't all complicated. So that's for people that just doesn't have like an old Cricut machine. Like I have an older Cricut machine, but like I know the newer ones don't have a washi setting. So that's our first one done. Try to do these quickly. I hope to ship all my orders today, but I wasn't really sure. I didn't print labels for all of them today because I'm waiting on boxes from UPS, and I don't know that they're going to be delivered in time. So I just held off on printing all of my labels for today. If I could, I would be shipping about 12 orders today, but I think we're going to end up just shipping about like maybe 6. I ordered my boxes a little bit too late, so they usually ship the next day. They'll order through Uline, and like when I order them, then they'll usually be here within the next day. But it's just a matter of what time they're actually delivered from UPS. And that's usually around here in my neighborhood. They usually don't come by until the evening, so I don't usually wait out on that and tie up my orders. So I'll just hold those because most of them aren't due to ship until tomorrow anyway. At least all of these actually I don't think are due to ship until tomorrow. We're still going to ship as many as we can today though. Oh no. See, sometimes these little pieces get stuck. Okay. All these little tiny bits. And do not mind this, my little weeding tool, because this is super old. It's covered in paint. It doesn't even have a little hook on it anymore. I've literally had this little weeding tool since the beginning of when I started doing all of my little crafts and stuff for my business. So it has been around a long time. And it looks like it, but it still works. So I'm not buying another one until this one just straight up doesn't work anymore. So we're just gonna keep moving with it. This looks a little crazy because it's so covered in all different paints and whatnot. Alright, so this is our, let's see, I should have my purse in here. Maybe I did not bring that up. Nope. I'm gonna have to go get that one. I'll do that later on. So we have two different shoe signs. I'll show you guys the two different ones that we have for today. And they're, what I mean by shoe signs is they're like to go on like beach weddings, to stick, or they don't have to be beach weddings, but you stick them in the dirt or in the sand, wherever you're having your wedding at. So this one I'm going to paint it white. So this is just one. This is our smaller size, so it's an 11-inch by 25 inches. So just a little tiny little stake. You just stick it in the ground. And I usually customize them, or you can just have the basic text on it. I think both of these are just the basic text. But this one's all stained. This is our bigger size, so it's 18 by 35 inches for the stake. So we'll do those in a little bit. I got to paint this one white, and this one's just going to stay the same with the white vinyl. So yeah, that is what I'm working on now. So I'll show you. So this one has shoes here, vows there, and love everywhere is the quote that's going to go on it. And it goes on each individual plank. So the black text one will go on the, Lord Jesus. Black text will go on the white one, the smaller one. So that's the first, well, this one goes in the middle plank. This is what it looks like. Welcome, you guys. It doesn't tell me who's watching, so if you wanted to say hi in the chat. I appreciate you guys joining. So this one goes on the top plank. So shoes here, then there'll be vows there. Just get all these little centers out. I'm gonna go ahead and put my transfer tape on it. This is the same vinyl by HTV Ront. The same permanent vinyl. I use their brand for both my white and my black. I try to use them for anything because their vinyl does really well with sticking and just weeding and cutting small letters, so it's perfect. That's one. So I definitely recommend them if you use vinyl a lot. They don't have a lot of colors though, so that's the only problem. If you need like a lot of different colors, they're not the one for that. They just have a few select colors for their permanent vinyl. So the last verse. And for the transfer tape also, it's by HTV Brunt. Just works well together. So I use their brand for that also. And I have this linked. I believe I have it linked in my link tree. If not, I'll make sure I go link that. But it's also under my YouTube videos. It's talking about the fonts that I use. I mean, the fonts. The vinyl that I use. It's linked in below those videos also. So this is the second set. So this is the one that's going to go on the stain. It's kind of hard to see, so I have to look at the light. So make sure I don't cut it by accident. So I hope the video quality is a little bit better. I don't know. It doesn't give me the option to adjust it in mobile, unfortunately. So it might be a little choppy on the movements. I know yesterday was pretty choppy. It's like the frame rate was just dropping over and over. So unless I was like super still, but it might still be kind of like that today. So I'm sorry if the video quality isn't the best. I'll try to slow down my movement a little bit because I know that's what they said helps with that. I'm like rolling through these pieces today. So this is shoes here. So this is the one that's going to go on the stain sign. I had one earlier this week that was customized. They had their names, the location and date that their wedding was at, and then below that was shoes optional. So you can get it customized if you'd rather have like it say something else. It doesn't have to say this. It's just a general like standard if you want just a standard quotes on it or verses, whatever they're called. And I believe the audio and stuff was all good, so at least you guys can hear me pretty decently, and you can somewhat see what's going on. Eventually, I will try to get something else in my phone, because I think it's just because it's my phone, because it's not like hardwired to our internet, so it's kind of just going off of the Wi-Fi, and it's probably not the strongest connection. This is Love Everywhere, so that's another piece to that. But because of that, the quality kind of suffers, so it is what it is. Oh no, my little H is trying to leave. So sometimes that will happen. It won't want to separate. Just have to grab it and try to get it before it tears. But usually it's pretty easy just to place it back in its position, if it ever does that. If it ever lifts with it. This is the last piece. So Val's there for the stained shoe sign. We call it the shoe sign because that's just the easiest way to mention it. Of what exactly it is. And by we, I mean me and my husband. So like whenever we're making like a list, when we got to go to Lowe's and pick up anything for our orders, then that's what we'll type in our list. Shoe sign. So we do get the majority of our wood from Lowe's still. We have a local person that we get most of our rounds from now, so that's really nice. So we can support a local business and they help us out, so that's really great. So we do that with that business, and we get some of them still from Lowe's as well, just because of the volume that we need. But it's nice to help out another local business. So now I'm going to move on to my verses. So these are for the rounds. I have quite a few of these, but I'm only shipping 2 of them today, I believe. But that's the first one. So this is the Bowmans. Their wedding is May 27th. So don't think the camera is flipped the right way around for you guys. It might be backwards. I don't know. But we usually go like once a week. We'll plan out what we need to buy from Lowe's because we don't have a local Lowe's where we're at. Our small town had a Lowe's for a very short period of time, but it did not make it here. So they closed it down. So we have to go about 30 minutes out to go to a Lowe's. There's like 2 different Lowe's that we go to. They're in 2 different directions. So we just make a trip once a week to go pick up everything that we need for the week. Just try to make a list, and that's it. So this is the verse that's going to go with theirs. But yeah, so we just got to keep up with mileage and all that for tax time for all those trips. But I usually don't mind, because me and my husband will go do that on like a Monday morning. Did I cut this name twice? I think I did. We'll go on like a Monday morning, so we'll be able to get us some breakfast and stuff, and just have a little morning out. We have 2 kids. For anybody that doesn't know me personally, we have 2 kids, so they're usually in school, and that's like our time, our time out. We get to just be us and hang out. And while we're not busy, I talked about this yesterday, but while we're not busy, we can both, usually use Monday as I did cut this name twice, so I probably have either missed one or I just duplicated this. I'm going to keep that just in case. So that means I have extra verse also. But yeah, so Mondays we normally spend just getting all of our orders ready. So we'll go pick up our whatever we need from Lowe's, and then we'll get us some breakfast, and then we'll come back and work on our orders for the week. Just getting everything stained and cut. And I mean, sometimes we can't do all of it in that one day, so like we'll just do whatever we can get done, and then like Chris will do the rest of it, throughout the week out in the shed. He'll work on cutting and stuff like that while I'm upstairs packing up the orders or putting the orders together. He usually helps me with boxing as well. But on the really busy times, it gets a little crazy around here. We're trying to do everything. Okay, so this next one is McCaleb's, and it's September 30th. So there's that. Before the transfer tape's put on. That one. I'm going to go ahead and weed all of this just so I don't have to do it tomorrow if I do save some of these for tomorrow. Like I didn't cut my purse last night. Either I left it downstairs. Yeah, I got a box of a pack of 2 boxes of wood. Yeah, I did have a cross, so I need to go cut that. I guess I didn't cut that one last night. So for the end of this week, all we have is just a cross left and rounds, and then 2 of the shoes signs and some boxes of wood. Let me get all this weeded. So for our next one, it's the Larsons. And their wedding date is April 22nd. I think the majority of these, we have every once in a while we will get a few that are more further out, but usually they're upcoming like within the next month or so. So that's the Larsons. We do have people that plan further ahead in their weddings. Like I had one, I think yesterday, that was for December. So that's pretty cool. But right now, our turnaround time on our wedding signs, like our rounds and our crosses, is 1 week. And that's the time that it takes to just make them and ship them out. And usually, because we ship with UPS, they usually get delivered pretty quickly. Like if you're close to me, like in North Carolina or on the East Coast, usually it'll arrive within like a day or so. But sometimes like on the West Coast, it'll take like up to 4 days or so. But it's still pretty fast. It's very reliable, so that's why I use them. I don't ship much with the post office just because it's a lot of delays, and I just prefer not to. I did have one go to Alaska. This was a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago. I was going to Alaska, and it got lost at some point. And I just knew it was done because it wasn't updating for like a week. And I was just going to send them a new sign. But I contacted the post office and just checked on it. And then the post office from the Alaska, like the area that it was being shipped to, called me and told me that they had it, that they received it like that day, and that it was going out for delivery. And I was just like, oh my God, that is awesome. So that was pretty cool. I haven't had the actual like post office of the location call me, so that was pretty cool that they went out their way to call me and let me know, give me an update like that. It was very nice. So I was very, very thankful for that. Alright, this name I don't know exactly how to pronounce, and I'm not going to potentially mess up how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to show y'all. Maybe the Schultz. That's what I'm thinking. So that's the next one, and there's just established is what they put on it for their date. It's just established 2023. Alright, we just have 3 more of these to do. Then I might step away for a minute so I can go get that other verse that I left. So I have to get my cross first. I think I just did not cut it. Might have forgot to do that one, so I just have to go start that real quick. We can get started on some of these, putting these orders together. So there's that. My J got moved a little bit, so I have to adjust it. So this one is the Wiles, and their wedding is in June. June the 3rd. So something that was interesting to me was when me and my husband were having our wedding, because we just had our wedding in 2021. We have been together for a very long time. We've been together for 15 years. But we just got married in 2021. So we were just trying to make sure like we had everything right, like how we wanted it. So we ended up having a beach wedding. We had it in October, so it was really nice weather. It's not super hot. And it was pretty cool during that time when I was doing wedding signs for other people and just seeing if they had the same wedding date as me. It was pretty cool to see that. So I thought that was interesting during that time. And I was prepping for my own wedding, and I was, you know, making other people wedding signs. I was making signs for my own wedding also, of course. And I ended up posting some of those, which is what we sell now. Like our ocean verse signs. That was originally I made for my own wedding. And then, you know, I really liked the idea, so I figured I would list it and see if anybody else liked it. And that has turned out to be one of our best sellers in the last like couple of months, actually. It took a little time to get it like going on Etsy. What's up? Just come talk to me.
Oh, I'm watching.
Oh, okay.
Just let you know.
Oh, you give me a thumbs up?
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm watching because even though I ain't having 5 people, man, that 11 hours was a whole lot nicer than.
Right.
So.
No, that's good. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Like, I just didn't want you to overthink it. Like,
You're so silly. This one we have the forest. They just put established 2023. What's she doing?
Being the gentleman watching it.
Okay.
Then you see me set that from here?
Oh, no, no.
Yeah, set it from here.
Okay, cool.
Way to give us a little time to
Did
get
you do a thumbnail?
Yes.
Right.
It's literally just my characters in here.
Oh. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's exciting.
You know. I don't have the means to really make it look awesome, so.
You just go in Canva and just add some cool
I don't
stuff.
know how to do any of that. Like how you can say that.
I can help
Like,
you.
take a picture and just, like, when you just laying right there, just put my face on it, and then they make it look like
Yeah.
put some sweat and warmth in there or something.
Right, right.
I gotta do that beforehand.
Yeah.
Then let you take a picture
Yeah.
and let you put like a room lighting so that make the color warm. Let it blend into it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Appreciate all the watching and you watching and everything, because really that's what this, help my
Yeah.
time anyway. If you
There was some other folks watching then.
yeah, I was up
too,
to 5,
so-
I don't know who that was,
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. What can I say? What was I gonna say? I don't know, it do alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a little
It'll
time.
be a little long. But I'm gonna set it for bed so that people know.
Yeah.
I think that hour on 8, gives enough time to get kids to bed and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. I was gonna say this one was, because on mobile it's different, but this one I went to schedule it and, because I was gonna give myself a little time so I could post and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, like, it was, like, scheduled, and then, like, when I went back, it wasn't there. Like, it had, like, it in the little bar thing, but it didn't, like, just ask me to, like, go live on that one. So I'm like, how the hell? I'm scheduling, don't even know how to start.
Yeah.
Don't even know how to start the daggone thing. So, yeah. I got it, though. It ended up just, I had to redo this. I had to add the thumbnail to it again, though, for some reason. I don't know. But, anyway. We'll figure it out.
I'm thinking about taking it with a little small montage.
We have the Landry's. Do what?
I'm thinking about taking a little small montage.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Of like what got the
Yeah,
Michael stuff.
definitely could.
I don't know how you do that when you're live, but
Oh, you talking about, like, how his transitions or something?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, yeah, I don't know about all that.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just something you gotta learn how to do.
We'll get that again.
Yeah.
Oh, and need to learn it. I ain't sure.
I just don't know if my
You're live.
chat's gonna come up, though.
It should. It came up when I went with that. It would. Well, I just put high in there or something.
You did?
No, I will.
Oh, okay, okay. 'Cause I was gonna say, it should just come from the bottom, I would
I don't
think.
think it pops up until.
Yeah.
Probably text.
Well, yeah.
But look.
It's all good, child.
Yeah, when you watch that, John, make sure you disconnect, even if it's on a lower resolution. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Disconnect the Wi-Fi.
I went, well, I still have it running, but I,
Yeah.
tried to cut off, like, power saving and all that, because I know that's, like, not helping.
Your streaming is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Watching mine or your
I got you.
Cut the data on it, that way it's not,
I don't know how to pronounce this last name,
No,
but
that's
this is
really
another
good.
one. This is a December 16th wedding.
really good.
So, I got to, well, we had a lot of Aprils and Mays and Marches, so I think we're,
You don't have to take it down.
we just got a few, off what?
Off that white one. We didn't sold that.
Well, that one is, like, I'm not going to use that one because that one has, like, I mean, I probably could, but the bottom of it's kind of rough. Like, that's just one of the ones that we weren't I'll have to look at it closely.
Yeah.
I need to go
It's
cut
fine
this
from here,
other.
I'm just saying, it's just idea. Like you done, see, I assumed that you done that around like you did your cross,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just have
Yeah. just ready for.
Yeah, blank canvas.
I got 2 of these. I didn't ever cut the cross vinyl, so I got to do that still. Forgot to do that apparently.
That's fine. If you need some
Separate
help-
all
If you need
these.
some help, let me know.
Cut that twice because that was I didn't realize I'd already cut it. Welcome, welcome. So these are all of the vinyl for all of our rounds. It's like a mess, but I'm just pull them apart because they're not really too stuck together. But all the names, all the verses. So I just stack them and then I just start on my orders. So let me just check. Do my little stool. Now I just gotta pick up all this vinyl. Yeah, Zeus is under the table sleeping.
Let me know if you need it.
Okay, I appreciate it, babe. So, I think first we are going to do the painting on the shoe sign. Just so that can sit up and dry. So I had to go off camera, but yeah, we're going to paint this white, and that'll have plenty of time to set up while I'm working on my other things. So, let me get my paintbrush and I'll be right back. Where you going, Zeus? I'm not leaving you, buddy. So, alright, have my paintbrush. I'm just going to paint this white. Kind of want something on the table though, so I don't paint directly on my table. So we're going to put this styrofoam up here. Because I did recover this table because I had ruined it with drilling and painting. So I recovered it with some wallpaper that I had left over to protect it and try to keep it looking, you know, decent for when I'm recording and whatnot. But yeah, it's already kind of got some paint stains and stuff on it again. So I think we're just going to have to keep replacing that periodically to keep it, you know, decently looking. So I am just painting this whole thing white. So this is a little bit tedious to do, just getting all in between all of here, but usually doesn't take too long to do though. I just usually have to do about 2 coats with it, just to make sure it's real solid looking. You can't see any wood through it because this is more of a solid sign. It's not meant to have any type of wood showing. And what I use for this is Rust-Oleum's Ultra Cover. This can, might not be able to see very good. This is the can. So it's the Ultra Cover white. I think it's semi-gloss. Yeah, it is. So it covers really well. It's what we also use for our crosses. Just does really good. Don't mind my dog under there. He's getting his little spot right underneath the table. So I am just painting this whole thing white. And then once this whole thing's painted and it's dried really well, I usually let it sit for a couple hours before I move on with anything else. But once it's dry, then I can just lay my vinyl on it and then it's done. That's all we really have to do with it. But it just usually takes about 2 coats. So I just start with the planks and then I do all the little pieces in the middle and then do the back and then go back over the front again, usually right after that, because by that point it has dried. So this is the part that's a little bit tedious, just getting in between, making sure I'm covering all under here, like underneath these planks. Getting that extra part that kind of just like hangs over. So I just smooth it out and I'm gonna do my other part. Make sure it's covered though. I did miss one little spot. Okay. So now that all that's painted, I'll do this top part. Just getting into the crevices. Alright, so now the whole face is painted. I'm going to move to the back and just paint the back now. Smooth out all these globs that have ran through. And we got to paint the edges also. Just make sure I smooth it out so it doesn't build up any. This paint is really thick, so it does build up. If you leave like any type of lip on this with the paint, it's going to dry like that. It's very thick paint. It does very well for covering, that's why I love it. So those are both the edges painted, and we're going to do the other side. And the only time I've had trouble with like the paint trying to peel up with it is when the paint hasn't sat long enough. So you should definitely give it plenty of time to dry. Like don't rush the process with this type of paint to lay vinyl on top of it. It needs a good several hours before you do so. Alright, both edges are painted. We can do the top. Sure you guys can see that, so back up a little bit. So first coat is just getting everything covered, and then we'll go back and clean it up, make sure everything's nice and smooth. Alright, so now the whole back is painted, all the edges are painted. Just have to paint the stake part of it, which I might go ahead and start. Let's get all of this excess off these parts though. Okay. So I usually just paint down far enough, and then when I'm letting it dry, I'll paint this whole bottom half. But I definitely can't do that holding it, so I usually save that part for last. Just get all of the top part painted first, and a little bit down the stake of it. Just so I don't paint all over my hands. So I do that a lot. I get a lot of paint on my hands all the time, so it's a little aggravating. So we'll do the other side. Now we'll just have to go back and add our second coat so it's not streaky or, you know, just this nice and solid. So I'm going to start with the top. Just the whole face of it. And we'll just go back and do our second coat for the back. Now this is almost done. It's almost completely covered again for the second coat. And then we can just set this aside to let dry for a while before we'll add our vinyl later on. Be like one of the last things that I do today. I might not do that part on live because I'll plan on streaming the whole day today. Just be on for a couple hours. Now that whole base is covered on both the front and the back. We'll just make sure there's nothing we need to touch up. And get these edges a little bit better. So now that's done, I'm gonna go set it and let it dry, and I can paint the bottom half of it while it's drying. So now we can just do this one. This one's super easy. It's just adding the vinyl on it. It's already pretty much ready to go. Just getting all the little sawdust pieces off. So I will lay that right there and get my vinyl. So this top plank is going to have the shoes here. So we'll just center that onto this top plank, and then I'll show y'all what it looks like. So that's the first part on it. So we just have to add 2 more to it. I'll try to get that to where you can see it a little bit at least. So now we'll do bows there. Oops. And this is the same sign that I had at my own wedding. It's actually where the idea initially came from. Had it, made one for my own wedding, but it was the smaller version. It was more like the white one that I just painted. But I did do the stained option for mine. And it did have this exact wording on it. And the pictures that I have in my listing are one of the pictures of it in the sand at the beach. That was actually from my wedding. It's one of my wedding pictures. So it's just another beach sign that we made, or another wedding sign that we made for our wedding that I thought was cute, so I added it as an option. So we do have quite a few beach wedding options in our shop. And this particular sign actually is what got us featured in the brides.com website, their article for the top 10 best beach wedding signs. Or we were in the top 10 of that and had our little sign listed on there in our Etsy shop, so that was pretty cool. I have that linked in my link tree if you do want to go check it out in case you missed that. We got notified of that back in January, I believe. I thought that was pretty awesome. So this is how it looks complete. This is with the whole verse. Now this is our 18 by 35 inch stakes. This is our bigger size, and then we have the smaller size that I just painted. That's not complete, but this is the size of the smaller one. This is the 11 by 25. This is the size, and it's painted. I just have to paint the bottom of it. So now that one's done. I'm going to put that aside and I'll box that up later on. I just get all my orders done first and then I go and box everything. So we're doing a few rounds. So I get the two that are on top. So we'll do the McCaleb's. So this is for September 30th. It's their wedding. They're doing a dark walnut round. Let me look through my stack here. So, yep, the McCaleb's, September 30th. And they're doing all white rope for their rounds. Let me just grab a round. So here is the dark walnut round. I think I'm going to do it this way. Yes, so just add the verse first, what I always start with. The verse is on, and I just noticed no matter how hard I try, I still get paint on my fingers regardless. It's always enough of paint on my fingers. So here is the dark walnut round with the verse on it. We just have to add their names and the rope. So they want all white rope on theirs, so I just got to untangle this a little bit. It always gets tangled up. So here is my white. I think my glue gun's warmed up. And then I just seal these ends so that they don't come apart. I do that with just a little bit of hot glue. And this rope that I use is super soft. It's not like regular rope where it's kind of like tough and coarse. Even our brown rope is pretty soft. It's not as soft as the white rope. White rope's more like a cotton rope. But neither one of them is like crunchy, like with that nylon type stuff. It's very soft. I prefer that. I think it's just nicer. It's better quality in my opinion. have to nail here in a minute, so I'm going to, hey, welcome. Gonna have to move you guys so it doesn't knock the camera over. So we are just adding our rope to the wooden round. These are for our unity ceremonies, for weddings, just tying the rope together to signify becoming one. And if you're not familiar with my shop, I do a lot of wedding signs. This majority is our ceremony signs, but we do other stuff as well. I have that linked. I know I have that linked on my YouTube, and I have it under my link tree also. So I think I'm gonna have to move y'all. So I'm getting ready to hammer this, and I might mute also just so you don't have to listen to it. But that's how it looks with the rope. We just have to add the nails on it, and then it'll be done. All these little glue strands, like little spider webs. It's what they seem like. If you mess with hot glue, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All these little strands that come with the hot glue. So now we're just adding our nails. Let me see. I'm going to put you guys over here to the right, just so you don't get, let's see if I can set you up right here. So if I go to nail, it's going to shake the table. So now I just have to locate my hammer. All right. So I'm going to mute because I know this is pretty loud. Okay, I think we're good. So now I'm just adding a little piece of twine on the bottom just to hold the rope together. And for just like presentation purposes when they open up their order in the box. So, all done. This is how it looks. This is a McCaleb's for September 30th. It's complete with the white rope and a little piece of twine just holding it all together. And then they'll just braid this rope together at their wedding ceremony. And yep, that's it. I'll put this aside because that was done. All right, I'm gonna move y'all back because I don't like it over here. Well, I'll move this piece back too. I have got to make a little shelf or something to set this on, or get like a little selfie thing to set my camera on. I hope the audio isn't bad because it's on the table like this, but we'll figure that part out too. So, but for now, yeah, you're just propped up on my table until I get all that worked out. So these are my first lives ever. So I'm still learning how to do all this stuff. So we're going to figure it out as we go. So we'll do our next verse. This is a bigger verse. And they have a dark walnut as well. So this is the dark walnut. Got the dust off, a little bit of sawdust on it. Just have a little brush like this. Let's call it a floofy brush. That is what we call it, me and my husband. Just floof off all the sawdust. So this is how it looks. before anything's on it. The back also, just so it's not dusty. These things are very solid. So I think I'm gonna do it this way though, on this angle. So start with our verse. So this is the bigger verse. This is the No Longer Two But One Matthew verse. They want brown and white rope. This one, I don't really know how to pronounce their last name. Maybe Vertigans. I apologize if I am saying that wrong. But their wedding isn't until December 16th of this year. So it's a little bit in advance. I appreciate it. So now we're just going to place the verse on here. Our little center stayed there, so I can take that off. Okay, so now we're going to add their names on it. So this is their names for December 16th. And then I'll show y'all what it looks like. And then we can add the rope. Oops, dropped the camera, sorry. So now the names and the verse is on. So this is how it looks now. We just have to add the rope to it. So brown and white. I've got to untangle this rope. It's crazy. Okay, so our white rope first. That's going to be the center strand. And then it's 2 brown. All right, so just seal off the ends. Oh, there's the UPS truck. Should be bringing my boxes. That's a good sign. So now the rope is added. Only thing left to do is just nail it. This is how it looks with the rope on it. So that's all done. And I'm gonna move y'all again and I'm going to mute so it isn't so loud on the microphone. So now that's done. Got it nailed, so all I gotta do is add my little twine to secure the rope. But this is what we do pretty much daily. When we're not so busy, like the last couple of months, we haven't been too busy with the winter time. But when we're not so busy, usually we can get everything done before Friday. But when we are busy, we usually just do this every day. This is like our everyday routine of just making signs. I'll move y'all back over here. But yeah, it's just an everyday routine of just packing up orders. Usually my husband's outside doing the signs and I'm up here doing this, and then he comes up and helps me box. Then we take them and drop them at UPS, and that's usually the end of our day. Go pick up our kids from school, and that is the daily routine. And I really, really love it that way, honestly. I very much enjoy it. So I love doing this. So we got another brown round. I'm gonna flip it around this side though. It has this little divot in it though, so I don't know about that. I actually do it this way. So all we have left to do is some rounds. And we have to box up our wood, but I know my connection is not good to take it outside. So I'll just save that for the end. Welcome, you guys. It doesn't tell me who's watching, so you can just say hey in the chat if you want to. If not, it's cool. I totally get it. Not too much on getting shouted out in lives, so I feel that. All right, so we're gonna do the rest of our rounds, I think, just to get them all done. And I'm only shipping 2 today of those, and the rest are our cross and the shoes sign. I'm trying to figure out which one of these I want to go with. A couple over here. I have a black one. So this is our ebony black round. I'm not shipping this one today either, but I think I do have to go ahead and do this one for tomorrow. Let's see. Yes. So we'll go ahead and work on that because I'm just going to go ahead and try to get them all knocked out. This one is removable rope, so it's going to have the knobs on this one. It's got a little bit of... So these are our little knobs that we're going to add to it. First, I'm going to do the verse and the name like usual. So this is the Bowmans. And their wedding is May 27th. But if UPS is able to drop off my boxes before too late, I can ship all these today. Get it all wrapped up. I'll just have to go print labels for them. I think next week is a little bit busier though, so I'll probably have to stack up each day pretty heavy. But I'll try to do lives as often as I'm able to. So it will be more of this. Let me move this over so you guys can see a little bit, at least, of what I'm doing. So yeah, for the majority of the time, I'll probably just do lives like while I'm doing orders and stuff and just talk with you guys. But if I have a little extra time or something some days, I'll do some crafts with y'all. Because I know that's mostly what my channel is built around. So I'll also do that as well. But I did just want to do some lives of just chatting with y'all and talking to you guys. And I'm putting a little sign under here to protect my table. This is just like a little sign that I've dedicated to that so that I can protect my table from being drilled into. But yeah, that way I can just get on here and kind of connect with you guys a little more than what I'm able to do with my videos. Because I'm not able to upload very frequently. Just because of everything we have going on all the time. So, especially when we're like really busy, it's just impossible to get everything done. So, to stay on top of content and everything like that is like... But having TikTok has helped me stay on top of my content a little bit better. So I'm able to record a video and like start it off like this longer version and export it and then cut it down to more of a TikTok length. I try to do it under a minute. Post that video for TikTok and then do the lengthier version for YouTube. So that has helped me with that. And lately that has helped a lot with my longer videos or my full videos on YouTube doing well. So I've been very happy with that. Because it has been really hard just to get the videos to be seen on YouTube. YouTube is like a really hard platform for that. But I think I finally figured it out after all these years. Let me mute because this is going to be loud. I'm about to drill this sign. I'll turn it so at least you guys can see. But I'm mute for a second. All right, now I can unmute. I've done all the drilling. So for this, because this sign is so thick, I do have to drill out using my paddle bit so that the screws can get all the way through, because these are super thick signs. And I just have a little piece of sandpaper up here that I usually just buff the rough edges on that. And just dust off any sawdust or anything or any of that from the drilling. So now we're just going to put our knobs on, and this one is going to have all white rope. So this is so far with just the knobs. You have to add the rope. I can move this little junky sign out the way now. My little protector sign. And just dust off the table. So just lay this directly on the table and just get our white rope. So for these, I have to do a little loop so that the rope is removable, so they can just hook it onto the knobs in case they want to put it on themselves, because it's usually the whole point of doing the removable rope, other than just the look of it. If they just prefer the look, then you can just choose it for that as well. But so that way you can just like hook the rope on yourself, like at the ceremony, to make it more like, you know, involved for them both to do together, and then they both braid it together. And so it just signifies them becoming one at their wedding ceremony. So it's like an alternative to like sand ceremonies and candle ceremonies. So I think I'm going to start doing some more. I've been wanting to anyway for a long time, but just doing more wedding signs since we've kind of become more of a wedding shop. Obviously, we should probably have more options for weddings. Like, so it's more like, you know, you can come in there and get any type of stuff that you are looking for your wedding, instead of it just being like one type of thing and then having to go to other shops for other things. So I want to add, or I've been wanting to add for some time now, is like table numbers, and just do them the same type of theme as our unity signs. Do table numbers and like a welcome to the wedding sign, like custom for that. And then what else? Like, I don't know. We've kind of added quite a few things though, but there's still plenty more we could add. There's always more we could add. But since I like beaches so much, and I had a beach wedding that I want to, especially since we ended up as like the top beach wedding shop of 2023, I want to try to focus on doing some beach wedding type signs. So we have recently added some more like beach theme unity signs. We added like a blue one. I have it in here. I can show y'all really quick because it's super cute. I love it. Like, I love the color of it. So this is the blue. It's like a blue-green, but it's royal pine. It has like a greenish tone to it, but it's very like oceany to my opinion. Like, it's just got that look to me. So we did a little starfish for the center. I normally do flowers for this part, but for this one I switched it up. I also switched up the font that I used. I used the same font for this because people tend to really like that font. That's just the thinner font that I switched out for more of like a bolder look. So that's the only thing I changed with that. But still a double verse. Your name and stuff would go over here. You could put a letter over here. You could put name and date and fill up all the squares. But that's one of the blue ones. And this is the other one. So it's like a round, and it's blue. It's very pretty. And then we've added like white and stuff also, so we have some white, a white cross and a white round as well. And the white round and cross seem to be getting a little bit of attention on Etsy, so we'll probably be making some of those soon. We have an order for a white one that we recently got, so I will be doing that soon. I'll be posting more pictures of that. So if you want to see that, just make sure you're following me on Facebook, because I usually do post like pictures and stuff on Facebook. I don't post too much on Instagram. I can't seem to keep myself involved with that for some reason. It's just an extra place that, I don't know, it's just an extra thing that I have to do. I don't really think about doing. So I usually just post on Facebook, and then I do try to do daily TikToks if I can. I probably won't post on TikTok today. So it's usually like every other day type thing for that, or every day if I can, if I have extra time. So here is the ebony black one. This is the Bowman's. This is for May 27th. So it's all white rope. It's removable rope, so you can unhook it and hook it back on. So there's that. And we'll just set that aside. So I'm going to finish painting this one because this one is definitely shipping today. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the stake on this one. The top part is pretty much dried all the way now. This is how I get paint on my fingers, because it's up here on the handle from where I wipe it on the edge of the inside of the can. Let me just double coat this, and then I can go let it dry again for a little bit. Getting paint all over my fingers again. So that's one side. So now the entire thing is painted. Just got to get these edges right here. And just smooth it all out. And then I can set up and dry the rest of the time that it needs to. So it looks like I gotta get in here a little bit. Smooth that out. Now that's completely done. Oh man, there's some paint on my fingers. Alright, so I'm putting this aside. And my cross needs a little bit of touch up, so we're going to do that. I could do it with this big brush, or maybe I might need to switch down to my smaller one. Shoot, yeah. I'm gonna switch to my smaller brush. I'll be right back. I'm just touching up inside these little spots on my cross. Try to have that completely ready because I gotta go recut that verse for this one because I completely forgot to do that last night apparently. Shoot. Got a little bit of paint on that, but we can get that off easy. Yeah, let me know if the audio and stuff's real bad with the way I have my phone set up now, or if the quality of the video is bad. Just doing a little bit of touch-ups on these. So I'm just doing a little touch up just to make it perfect. So I don't want any type of imperfections in the paint or where the wood's showing through, because these are intended to be more of like a solid background. So I just do this as like a quality control to try to make it perfect as I can make it. So are any of you guys excited about the weekend? Have anything planned? The weather here is supposed to be really nice, so I'm really excited about it. I don't have anything planned though. We're just probably gonna stay home. Might take our kids on a bike ride or something like that. They love to do that. So we'll probably do that, and just play outside with them. They've been able to go out a lot this week and play, so they really enjoyed that. Alright, I think we just about got this. Just gonna add a little bit on this side. I'm gonna let this sit, and then I'm going to have to go get boxes of wood. I'll probably just keep it up for a minute while I do that. So it shouldn't take very long for me to go grab that. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside, let it dry. And all we have left to do now, we have some things to box up and wait for our shoe sign to dry all the way. So before we put vinyl on that, I can go ahead and do the rest of my rounds also. So if I get done with all this, and I'm gonna box first though, so I can make sure I get all the things that I have to do done first, and then just do extra stuff if I have a little extra time. So I'm putting this over here. I need to move these. So yeah, so we have to go cut this, and all right, let me see. It's 12:30. That's not bad. We're doing good on time. So now I just have to get a box of wood and go cut this vinyl real quick. I'll probably do that and just leave you guys up. If you want to hang around, you can. If not, you can just check back in a little bit, and I'll be back with that. Shouldn't take very long. Just a few minutes to go grab these things, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to mute, and All right, I'm back, y'all. Dogs had a little play date with their neighbors. With the neighbor's dogs, so took a minute for that. And I have my boxes of wood. So she ordered 2 boxes. One of them is our mini wood piece box, so it's just a box full of these little wood pieces. So it's 3 inches tall. It's just deep with these little wood scraps that we have. So all these little pieces. This is in my Etsy shop as an option. And then she also ordered a box of the wood blanks. So look how this box is looking. It just depends on the type. I'm out of breath. Whew. Just depends on the type of wood that I have at the time of what ends up in the box. But it had this little piece. Smooth pieces like this ended up in there. Majority is pieces like this. They're just blank wood pieces. They're about 7 inches long, 3 inches wide, maybe 3.5 inches wide. And smooth wood pieces like this. And little squares like this. So, yeah. That's another option. So, she ordered 2 boxes of wood, and then she ordered some digitals as well. So, that was pretty cool. So, those have already been sent. We just have to add these 2. I usually box them together in one big box. Just because it's more expensive on shipping to ship separately. So I just put them together in one big box and ship together. So that will be that. We just have to get the box and start taping it up. So here is the box. So all I do for these, I don't have to really stuff them or anything, so I usually put paper in them. Shipping paper just to like keep my sign safe, like from moving around a lot, but I don't usually put anything in here with these because they fit so snug into the box. I don't know how loud this tape is going to be, so I apologize. If you want to turn down the volume for a minute, you can. But I'm going to just tape the box. All right, that's done. So here's our box. And you're not going to be able to see it like this. So I need to seal these 2 up though. So I've got to tape them shut. So they're not loose moving around in there. So that's one box. And then our second box. Our little mini box of pieces. So usually, oh, it's heavy. Usually this is what it's like. I put 2 in this box. Y'all probably can't see it, but like that. And then I just tape it up. Put in their little packing slip and tape it up. Okay, and then we can go ahead and add our rope and flowers to the cross. So then that'll be done. Paint looks like it's still a little bit wet on it, so I'm gonna try to be careful with that. Maybe I can move you guys to a different location so you can see better of what's going on. So, yeah, let's see if we can get you over here. On my little window sill, and you can see the sign. And they want all white rope. So I keep my rope over here. It's not too tangled, because this gets tangled up so easily. Starting a new glue stick is always difficult because it's like it doesn't grab it. This glue gun I just got from Lowe's, so just something I grabbed and I've been using ever since. So I'm just adding my rope on it first, and then we'll add our flowers in the center. So I keep my flowers in this little baskets behind me. So there's one little white flower. We have to find a rose. I need to order some more of these. I think that's finally dried up. Okay. So we have a little rose. This is the rose flower. Some hot glue sticking off of it, but little rose flower. I get these from Etsy. I order these from a shop on Etsy, but sometimes if I run out before I think about ordering again, I'll make some my own. And then I get these little flowers too. I get these off of Amazon, both of these. I usually use a different type of white flower, but sometimes I'll run out of that particular white one. I don't have any right now, so I'm waiting on those to rot, but I have extras of these, so I'm trying to use these also. Just because they're still really pretty and they're still burlap flowers. I really like them. So I use those, or I use other options. You'll see it in my shop, like the other types that I use as well. It has been so cold lately that I wasn't really sure what to expect when I went outside. It was a little chilly this morning, but it wasn't too bad. I know it was going to get warmer this week, but I still wasn't really sure how it was going to be, but it was really warm outside. It's really nice. It's a really pretty day today. And I'm so excited for that, because the only thing that's been here is cold. We haven't gotten any snow at all this year. So I, for one, really like snow. And my kids were kind of disappointed we didn't get any snow this year. But hopefully it'll just we'll start having some nice weather at least. We can go outside and enjoy the outside. Now we have left to do is add the flowers in the center and our vinyl. That was still cutting when I come upstairs, so I'm gonna have to check on that and see if it's ready so we can weed it and put it on here. So we can finish up all the orders for the day and start boxing everything, and we should be done. Get a little hungry now. I need to go eat some lunch. There's the mailman. Don't think UPS has been by yet with the boxes. Eventually, I want to have a laptop or something up here so I can have some music or something going. I usually, when I'm not streaming and I'm just up here working, I'll have some music playing on my phone. Or when my husband's up here working with me, then we'll watch like a live stream of someone else. So we watch a lot of like gamers and stuff because we are gamers. So we watch a lot of streams like that normally. Or we'll listen to some music because we both have the same taste in music. Just gonna make these two lay flat together like that. And there's our flowers. Get all these little strands of glue that are like that love to just hang on. Find our little piece of twine to secure the rope. Alright, so there's that. I was just waiting on the vinyl. I'm going to add that. So we can see if our shoe sign is done. Move you guys back over here. We can put the vinyl on that. Still feels a little like tacky, so this part doesn't. It's more of this part, but this is what I just painted not long ago, so put some styrofoam down just so it doesn't scuff it up with the table. So I'll put this right here and get my vinyl. So that's the first shoes here. We just gotta add the last two. I don't think it's showing me any chat. So center that, and I'll show you guys this next one. When I'm putting it on with just, when I'm putting on paint, like vinyl on paint like this, I usually just go over it with my finger instead of using the squeegee. Like when I'm putting this on here, then I'll just push over it with my finger instead of the squeegee because I don't want it to be super gripped on here and potentially peel up the paint up underneath it. So we just want the vinyl of the letters to stick on, and that's it. We don't really want the transfer paint pulling too much on the paint. That's something I've had to learn the hard way. So I typically just use the tip of my finger just to smush it down over the lettering only. So that's the only part that's really grabbing, so it's not like pulling too much on the paint behind it. So just like this, I just gently go over each letter And then of course, just remove your transfer tape slowly so you can catch if anything's lifting while you're removing that. So here is the whole sign. This is with it complete. I know it's probably backwards to y'all, but that's the whole sign complete. Front and back painted, everything's done. Now we can just box this up and ship it out. Move this off the table. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream now, you guys. I appreciate you watching and hanging out with me today. I'm going to box up these little bit of orders, but that part's pretty loud, and I don't really have a place to sit, you guys, because I normally box on the other table. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it. But we will probably do another live next week. I don't think I'm going to do one tomorrow, but I'll probably wait till next Monday. Well, maybe not Monday, because we usually do our like prep all our signs and stuff that day. But if I do end up having time to do like a little craft or something with y'all, I'll get on then and do a little quick live for that as well, and I'll try to promote it again. And I didn't post in the community tab like I was supposed to today, so I apologize. But I believe YouTube should notify you when I go live, and if it didn't, then just make sure that you hit the bell on my channel so it'll notify you anytime I upload, anytime I post, or anytime I go live, and it'll notify you of upcoming lives. So I will schedule a live next week. I'll probably do a couple next week and just share them and talk to you guys then on what we're working on and what I'm planning to do for the week. But I hope you have enjoyed the stream, and I will see you guys next week. Make sure you're subscribed so you can get a notification next time I'm live, and check out any videos if you haven't already that I've uploaded of just some crafts and stuff that I've worked on recently. So anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.